Hi and welcome tonight. We are again looking at the Zeny mini portable washer that we have right here. It's very small, it's very compact, it fits in really small places. A lot of people are using it for apartments or dorms. I'm going to be using it for van life. That's why I got it. Super compact. The washer and spin dryer fit in the same, whoa, what's up with that wobbling? Okay. The washer and spin dryer fit in the same tub, so it can be used on the countertop and then stowed away in a closet. Pretty much wherever you want to put it, a corner of the bathroom, the closet, if you need to put it in the bathtub and take it in or out. I'm going to use the shower head to add the water to the machine. It takes very little detergent. You'll see that as we go through. And again, I'm doing the Zeny portable washer. We're going to see what we can wash in it. It is a single tub washer spinner combination because I've been asked if you can wash sheets in it or can you wash towels in a portable washer, so we're just going to see. And then this is a live stream, but I'm going to come back later. We'll take clips out of it and I'll make a much shorter video. So with that being said, I'm going to put it down here. I'll show you some of the parts and we'll get started. Let me fold this mat and get it out of the way. I just don't want to kick the bath mat and send the camera through the air. I do have a set of thin sheets. We call these my van sheets because they're super thin and it's what I usually use in the van. I've got a regular size, queen size sheet right here also to try. I've got some t-shirts, the small blanket, and towels that we're going to try washing in the Zeny washer. So as I go through, please answer any questions that you may have. Go ahead and type those in. I'm opening up the screen now so I can keep up with it online as we go through, because sometimes your comments and questions don't show up on my phone, and that's not nice. So we'll do that. All right. And of course, I do want to invite you, if you like the video, please give me a like on it. That is super helpful with the algorithm. So first up, we have the portable washing machine. Inside, we have an extension hose that you can use for draining or for washing. I don't need it this time, but I do need it quite often when I'm in the van. And you can use it for, you can add water to it rather, and you can use this when you're in a situation where all you have is bottled water and you're tipping over the 3-gallon, 5-gallon jugs to wash your clothes. You can use it on, it takes very little water, so you can use it on solar. In my van, a 100 amp hour battery. I can use it in there. And yeah. So lots of possibilities for this little thing. So here we go. Got the machine, got the extension hose, and inside we have the spinner basket. And we have the all-important centrifuge apparatus. It helps with the centrifuge. It mashes the clothes down. I never can remember what this is called. But if you lose it, you're in trouble. And the other thing is, on this basket, you really want to be careful when you use it, because if you overload the machine, you can damage the basket when you go to use it. Because of the way it all fits together, you can wash more clothes than you can spin dry. So you've got to be aware of that when you're using this. I'm going to take it out. And we're going to see, I'm going to put my van life sheets in it first. Okay, and this is, let me just clarify here, I'll pull it out. These are 2 sheets. The bottom fitted and the top sheet. These are full size though. Let me show you the tag so you can see. Yeah. They're the Walmart Mainstays full size sheets. There you go. They're super thin, but I like them for the van because they are easier to wash and dry. And I do have this up on 2 pieces of 2x4s, just up right above the water. I think that's important. If I was doing it in a campground, I would sit it on the chair or on the edge of the van or on the picnic table, depending on where I am, because it drains by gravity, and you want to give it the most potential to drain that you can. So the higher the machine is, the easier it's going to be to drain. So here we go. I've got the knobs set to off. Let me just show you the knobs right quick so you'll know what I'm talking about. Okay, we've got off, wash, and spin. Over here you've got your timer. And it works very simple. You're just going to turn it to whether you're washing or spinning and set the timer. The side has the drainage hose. It just latches onto the side right here. Let me see if I can turn it so you can see that really well. Yeah, there's a little loop right here that this fastens on. And that's to help keep it as compact as possible. Now there's a handle right here. I always forget it's here because I never use it. And the cord wraps around the 2 tabs down here toward the bottom. And the electrical cord is very much down here on the very bottom. So they've really thought of everything to make it as compact as possible, which is what drew me for the van. Now, you did see the water inlet on the top, and I can use the shower head or a hose to put on the water inlet. I never use it because I always use the shower head or the bucket, or if I'm camping and I'm in the van or RV, I'll just use the garden hose. So let's see how we go here. I'm just going to turn it on and fill her up. I have the detergent in the cup. Now, even for all the loads that I'm going to do, I'm not going to use this whole cup of detergent. You only want to use just a really small amount. So you may want to use a tablespoon or even half a tablespoon. I know, doesn't that sound crazy? To get your clothes washed. So I'm just going to add just a little shot of it. And I will say that I have been very impressed with how this machine washes. If you saw the live stream that I did when I first got it and did the unboxing, I actually took a t-shirt and rubbed dirt into the t-shirt, and it came out really nice. I was very impressed. I didn't expect that much power from a super small machine, but I don't really think the spinner is that great. So it's part of a trade-off. On any of these washer spinners though, you're going to still need to hang the clothes up to dry. It's a spinner. It's not your traditional dryer, so there's no heat going to the clothes. It just spins them out, centrifugal force, and gets a lot of the water out. This one, not as much as the other machines that I've had. I've got a Cuppet that I just love, and it's just been great, but it's a twin size. I can wash on one side, and I have the spinner on the other. Now, the Cuppet's really, really great, except it's larger. So I can use it more for the RV than I can for the van. I also have the Best Choice washer, and I like it too. It works a lot like the Cuppet. I got that one first, and it still works. But when my husband redesigned the van this last time, it was so awful, he made the cabinet about 3 inches shorter by accident than what we had planned on. We had a miscommunication on how high I needed the cabinet. So I couldn't fit the best choice in it anymore. I had to use the carpet, which I like. And then in this current redesign of the van, I wanted a washer where I wasn't constantly having to move things like I was having to do for the carpet. I would have to rearrange a lot and then pull the carpet out and set it on the side of the van or the end of the van or on the picnic table. And this one, with the size that it is, I don't think I'm going to have to move it around to get to it like I did on the carpet. So I'm really super stoked about that. Hey, Justin Mello's Music and Vlogs is here. Hey, how are you? I hope life is going well. I love your Music Mondays. Absolutely love them, so keep those up. Also, we have Tanya Lambert in the house now. So, hi, Tanya. Y'all, welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, this is a really small one. So right now I have 2 full-size sheets in here, and they are very, very much, wow, I could put in a couple of other pillowcases or maybe another sheet. So we'll see about this off. But again, on this one, because it's in the same tub, and you have a larger tub than you do spin basket, it's really easy to wash more than you can spin dry, and you'll have to spin it in 2 or 3 different loads, whereas on the carpet, they were the same size pretty much, so I wasn't continually having to flop things around. But anyway, let me turn this on. Okay, whoops. I may have to turn the on switch on. Hang on just a second. Okay. Okay, for some reason it's not turning on. What did I do? I'm hitting the button, I forgot to turn on the timer, so that's operator error. So, while that's washing, if anybody's got any questions about it, just let me know. Drop those down in the comments. Tanya's mentioned that it's smaller than hers. Tanya, what machine do you have? And if you don't remember the brand, it's okay. What style is it? Does it have the spinner on one side and the washer on the other, or is it all just one unit? Let me know, because I'd be interested in hearing that. Because this is pretty small, and it's quieter compared to some models. My best choice was a lot noisier. Wash clothes, great. I still have it, but it's just noisier than this one. So that's probably been, I would say, my favorite machine because it is larger than any of the others, and I really like the size on that. The negative is it's also heavier. So the larger the machine, the heavier it is to move. And for me, I have foot drop. I walk with a leg brace. I'm not the most stable person on my feet. So large does not equal convenient for me. A smaller one really helps a lot. The cuppet is in between the best choice, and I really like it a lot. But there again, lifting it, moving it, and so forth, that's really a challenge. So, yeah. And I don't have it linked below, but I can link add the Amazon link for this down below in the description box right quick for you. I'll get that. And this one wasn't super expensive. My Cuppet, I'm looking right here. I purchased it in March of 2019, and the Cuppet was $70 when I purchased it. That again, that's 2019. And this little Zeny, oh, there it is. The little Zeny portable washer I got back in March, and I got it for $72.89 plus tax and all that. But there was a coupon that I got for $5 off. Now all of these companies, Cuppet, Best Choice, Zeny, Giantex, all of them are having problems with parts and availability. So if you check it on Amazon and it's not in stock, check it later because it may come back in stock. Also, they're all just about made the same way, you know, for each style, and you'll see that if you look at the Amazon link, which I'm about to post. So yeah, whoops. About to post after I get the link. So yeah, these things are really good to have for the right circumstances. I don't know that this is the best washer necessarily for a dorm or an apartment. It's just going to depend on your needs completely. So we're actually giving one of my washers to my daughter who's got the new grandbaby. Or I've got the new baby, she's got the new baby, and we're going to let her have either the Cuppet or the Best Choice so she can use it as a backup to her regular washing machine, because that is out in the next building. They've got a little outbuilding, and that's where they have their washer. So they're going to use either the Cuppet or the Best Choice washer that I've got, the mini portables, as a backup. So, yeah. And you all, this is not a sponsored video at all. I don't want you to think that that is the case, because it is not. I'm just doing this live stream to answer some of the questions that people have asked about what can you wash in the mini portable washer. So there we go. I'm going to move this light here just a second while that washes. Okay, so I put that on the timer number 6. Woo, again with this light, I gotta tell you. Hang on just a second. Whoops, sorry about that. So I put that on the 6-minute timer. We're just going to drain it. And that's all coming out by gravity. So we're going to give this just a minute to drain. This was on the 2 full-size sheets that I just washed. And I'll show you about drying it. The really super neat thing too about it all going into the one basket is when it all fits in the basket, I can just go ahead and do the one rinse, just like you do in your home washing machine. You have the choice of one rinse or two. You can do that on this one. It really is your preference as to whether or not you do one rinse or two. Sometimes I'll do one, sometimes I'll do two. It just kind of depends on what mood I'm in. But you do have to realize that it is easier to wash more clothes than you can fit in the spinner basket with this particular type of mini washing machine, just because the the basket has to fit in the tub where you've washed clothes, so you have extra space around it while you're washing. So this is the full-size sheet, top sheet. That I have in here. And that'll fit inside the spinner. Let me see about the bottom fitted sheet, if that will fit inside the spinner. This is probably going to push it to hold both of them. We'll see. They'll fit, but will they dry? That's the big question. And you got to put it in there, and you got to lock it down. Here's the little top to it that fits on top of the spinner. Here's your water. I'm going to fill it up with water pretty good. This is the rinse cycle, if you will, and I'm going to fill it up with water pretty good here. I'm going to turn that down a little bit just because I don't need hot to wash and rinse. And again, as we go through, if you all have any questions about the Zeny portable washer, just go ahead and toss them in the comments section. Live stream, depending on live stream chat or comments, depending on where you're watching this. If you come back later, it'll be comments. If you're watching now, it'll be live stream chat. So, yeah. Okay, so I have put a lot of water in here, just rinsing. It doesn't catch it, it's going straight through. I can use the wash cycle to add the water to rinse, but I'm just adding the water on top of the spinner, just like I would in a more traditional washing machine. Now, we'll just spin the clothes. And this is going to walk quite a bit. Okay. This tells me I didn't secure it properly. So either that or it's off balance, because you have to have it balanced and you have to have it latched in. So let me pull it out. Yep. Okay, that should have latched in. I heard that pop. There we go. So it's dancing around on me quite a bit. So I may have it slightly off balance too. I'm going to try this one more time. I do have it sitting down on 2 2x4s too. Now that'll make a difference when they're not latched on to something else. Okay, there we go. Actually, I think it's about done. Yep. You can't see it like I can, but the drain hose has quit having water come out of it. So that tells me that it's spun as much water as it's going to. We're just going to pull it out. I can feel that the sheets are drier. This is the fitted sheet, the fitted full-size sheet. And this is the top sheet. So now we'll see about the queen size sheet. This one is one of the ones that I use at home regularly. It's a jersey kind of knit material, mainstays, queen size sheet there. Hold it up so you can see that it is the queen size sheet. There you are. We will unhook this. Put this in. Turned on wash. And again, you can add the water through either the water inlet or shower, bucket, what have you. Basically, you don't have to use the inlet to add the water. There's multiple ways you can do it, which makes it great for using it in an apartment or an RV or a van, dorm, small situation, or situations where you need a small washer. It makes it a little more versatile. When I'm camping and I'm in the van, I may be adding it with a bucket instead of adding it this way. Just because that depends on where I am and where my water source is. Those of you who do van life, you understand what I mean. And it takes so little electricity that I can use it on solar. And a couple of you have asked about me doing a video using it in the van on solar. And yes, that is something that I'm looking at. And you can run straight hot water in here. I'm just choosing to add super warm water, not quite hot. So, you just need to add a small amount of soap. You don't need a whole lot. So when I say small amount, I'm talking about teaspoon to a tablespoon because you've got a super small washing machine and you've got a super small amount of soap that's needed. When I'm camping, I like to use the pods or the drops. You really want to make sure you get something that's low sudsing. That is so important. If you don't, you're going to be paying the price for it. And yeah, just get something low sudsing. Okay, we're getting there. And again, you do need to remember that you can wash more than you can dry at one time. So if you're going to wash a full washing machine of clothes, have some kind of laundry basket nearby that has a solid bottom because you're going to need to put some of it in a solid bottom laundry basket or tote while you're spinning the other part of the load. So what are you all thinking so far? Interested, not interested, intrigued, love it, hate it? What are your thoughts? Drop them down here in the live stream chat so we can talk about that. Because I'll tell you, when I first heard about these, I was really pretty dubious. I had not seen one that washed actually dirty clothes. They were all putting clothes in that looked kind of clean. Now, these are not super dirty, but in the live stream that I did when I first got this and did the unboxing, on that one, I took dirt, I put it on a t-shirt, I scrubbed it in, I threw it in the washer with a few other things, and it actually came out clean. I was so impressed with this. The spinner is where this one kind of lets me down a little bit because it doesn't spin as strongly as the Cubic or the Best Choice. The trade-off is it fits in a smaller area and I can move it around more. Super important to me. Oh, and you will notice on the washing machine some plastic here on the lid. That's just the protective plastic shielding that it had on it when it came in. I just leave it on as long as possible to keep from getting the machine scratched up on the top as I move it around. It actually drives my husband crazy. And I don't know why, but he's like, you know, it comes in, it's to be taken off. You should take it off. And I'm like, nah, I'll leave it on. Is there anybody else here that does that? I hope it's not just me. Now, this is taking longer to fill than the other load that I just did, and there is a reason for that. The longer it takes, the length, how am I going to phrase this? Wait. Okay. The more absorbent the item is that you're washing, it's going to take more water, so the longer it's going to take to fill, if that makes sense. So that's why it's taking a little bit longer. And let's see. I've got a tweet. Let me see what this is. Oh, hey Gloria. I see your tweet. Set of the clock, always on Saturdays, unless for the rare occurrence that we've had a conflict like 4th of July or my birthday, major holidays, Christmas, Easter, so forth. Because I know Easter weekend, sometimes people are busy on Saturday nights with their families. So she got notification and she just can't come in. So that is a-okay. Now I've got to get back to my other screen. There we go. Whoops. Okay. So my sheets are super, super absorbent. Let's see here. I just want to make sure. Yeah, I'm double checking to make sure it's not coming out somewhere, and it's not. So, alrighty. I'm still not 100% pro at using this because I usually use, I don't know, what? Yeah. Yeah, I usually use the Cuppet instead of this one, so in some ways I'm still getting used to using this one. So I wanted to double check and make sure all of my buttons and spin knobs and everything are at the right settings again. All right, we have everything pretty well soaking here. And it really makes me realize how much I value the washing machine that I have here in my house, because I just have to turn the button, walk away, and leave it, you know? These require a little bit more manual labor. Now, if this was not a live stream, I would just have it in the shower, I would let it fill up with water, and I would come back later, turn the water off, and I could come and go and do things and just keep checking on it. With it being a live stream, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to leave you guys. You do not want to run this when you have just a tiny bit of water in it. It needs a good bit of water to not just wash your clothes, but so that the pump will activate and do what it needs to do appropriately. You just need to make sure there's some water in there. Not exactly lubricating the pump necessarily, but you can think of it in those terms. It just requires water to move and operate. Okay. Wash, 0, program select, got all that. There we go. So I'm going to set it on 6. Some of these knobs will not exactly correlate to time on these numbers, so you have to kind of take it with a grain of salt. My best choice is a little iffy when you put it on the numbers. It's not really the time. My Cuppet, when I put it on like 6, that's 6 minutes. I haven't actually timed this one, but we'll just see how it goes. And let's see. Justin Mellows, Music and Vlogs, left a comment earlier, and so did Tanya. They were both here, and they both said hello. If you see them in the live stream chat, do check out their channels because they're super people. Justin does Music Mondays, and it's always just a really cool, it's a nice thing to have on Mondays because you're starting off your week and you've got something to look forward to. Tanya does a lot of crafts. She's got a service dog also, and some neat stuff going on there. So, yeah, take your time, check them out. Okay, and there we go. Now you do notice some rocking action with the machine, and when it spins, just as it did a little while ago, it can rock. So it's really important to take that into consideration. If the washer is quieter than the Cuppet, but you know, if I'm in a small space and I'm in an apartment, it could potentially cause some noise that could bother somebody else. Kind of depends on how thick the walls are in your apartment, and you know your living situation more than I do, because I have no clue. In a van, it's not a problem because usually I'm washing clothes during the day. I'm not going to do it during quiet hours. So it's, you know, it's not as bad with the noise. Let's just say that when I'm at the day during the campground. The noise level is the same, but how much it bothers somebody is going to be a little different. Most people are not at the campground during the day. They're off hiking or biking, or they have packed up and they've gone. They're just spending a night as they go on their road trip. So it's not as big of a deal. So yeah. Oh, I also want to give a huge shout out to Love's Travel Stops. If you're an RV, or if you're the van and you need some place to like spend the night or spend part of the day and get some laundry done or take a nap, what have you, some Loves have started putting in, of all things, RV parking spaces that you can rent. And we paid like $45 for hours, which is a lot steeper than we usually go for a campsite, but it had full hookups. So electricity, water, we could take a shower and fix something to eat, whatever we wanted to do. And the really cool thing is, the Lowe's that we stopped at also had a dog park. So we could take my service dog and throw the ball. I don't want to say that too loud. He's in there taking a nap, but when I say the B-A-double-L word, he pops up and comes running in here. So that was a really nice thing. And there again, we did it in the middle of the day. I travel on a really, really weird schedule. I tend to get places after they close, and I'm just like this whole, I guess I'd be an ideal third shifter. Okay. So I don't know if you can hear the water moving around. It's really splashing a lot. And that speaks to the strength of the motor. I really think it washes well. Very pleased with it when I ground the dirt into the shirt and washed it in this machine. Was super pleased with the washing power. Again, spinner, not so much. But none of these are going to spin the clothes completely dry. That is just the nature of the beast. There's no heat going into the drier portion of this. It's a spinner. So it spins around and you get the centrifugal force that's pulling the water out of the clothes. If you use a shower spinner, if you use a salad spinner, then you know what I'm talking about because it works the same way. So no heat going to it. So even after it spins the clothes, you're still going to want to hang them up somewhere. So have a place where you can hang clothes and fix that before you start washing clothes because it just makes life a lot easier. You also, of course, want to make sure what you're hanging the clothes over. Don't do what a friend of mine did. She's in a van, and without thinking, she strings the clothesline up in her van, but she went over her bed with it. Now, this was not me, okay? This was a story that she was relating to me. But when her clothes dripped, they got her bed wet. It's one of those things that she just didn't think about it. I like to tie from my van to a tree or open the doors and tie my clothesline onto the doors, whether it's the side or the back. I also, if I have the right things washed, which means socks, underwears, bras, t-shirt, then I will hang those down the middle of my van, and I'm super stoked because I have a very small dehumidifier that should help me pull the water out of the air and out of the clothes to help them dry just a little faster. Okay, we've washed this, and I've got my drain going here. Again, it's just gravity on the drain. Wow. When you move the items around, it's going to help it drain faster. So that's just what I'm doing here. I've just got the one sheet. Oh, wow, this is super heavy. I don't know if I can lift this thing. Oh. This sheet was a terrible idea because I can barely lift it. Okay, I don't think this is going to stand. I really don't. Now, this is one of those knit jersey sheets. And somehow or other, I have it caught on the spin basket. And I can barely lift the spin basket. I don't know how I have it caught. There it is. So while it washed it, I don't think there's a way in the world this is actually going to dry. Yeah, no. I'm not even going to try this. In fact, I may have just torn up my basket. Yeah, I did. This is not going to work. Okay, so the answer to can you wash a queen-sized sheet is a definite maybe. It's going to depend entirely on how thick your sheet is. You know, just a few minutes ago, I did the full-size sheet set, but that's not going to work with this situation. So this is the queen-size sheet, and it is the knit jersey material, and this is a no-go. Put that over here. I'll rewash it later. And let me get my basket. I hope I just didn't tear up my basket, so we'll see. I did not. Okay. It fits down there, just snaps on. Yay! Alright, so next on the list is towels. I've got a couple of towels right here that we're going to try out next. This is, let me hang this back up. The towels I want to explain about before I wash them. I'm using the towels that I would use in the van. These are a little bit thinner than your average bath towel. Let me get them. I buy the thin ones specifically because these thin towels will dry faster for me than will the super heavy bath towels from home. I like this because it doesn't take me as long waiting around for them to dry. If I'm someplace like New Mexico, they'll dry in just a few minutes in the hot summer sun. If I am in South Florida, it's going to take a while because it's so humid. So thinner the better on my towels. Now on this, since it's just a small compact washer, I've got one set. So one towel, one washcloth. Toss that one over there. Put it on wash. Water. And again, it's going to take us an extra minute to add the water because the towel is going to absorb some of it. That's just the nature of the beast. The more absorbent the items are that you put in this little washer, the more you have to sit here and fill it. That's just the way it is. So, no real big deal there. If I was at home, I would start this filling, I would do something, I would come back in a few minutes and check on it. I wouldn't leave it completely unattended because you're just asking for trouble. It will overflow. But I would keep going and coming. But here, I'll just sit with it and that way I can talk to you. So, I can't stress this enough. You're only going to add just a little bit of soap. If you're only doing a washcloth and a towel, you may only need a teaspoon. I'm just adding a tiny, tiny bit. There we go. I'm going to say probably a few teaspoons on that one. A couple of teaspoons, 3 maybe. And filter it. I see we've got a couple of people that have just joined us. You can leave a comment down in the chat section, or if you do join us later, feel free to leave a comment. This is the Zeny portable Zeny portable mini washer. You can add water through the shower, through the intake unit, through buckets. It's just kind of a multi-purpose. It does have a water inlet, but it's very, very versatile. Use low sudsing if you're going to be out somewhere, or use a tiny bit. Someone suggested the small soap sheets. I had some on order. They were supposed to have come in. I don't know what Amazon did, so I don't have those, unfortunately, for this live stream. I want to do one of these. I've been asked to do it where I'm using it on solar in the van. Hopefully they'll be in by then. But like, I don't know what happened. So I'm looking, and I've got some space here in the washer with my towel and washcloth. I feel really sure I could do probably 2 towels and 2 washcloths without any problem. Do I have those handy right here? No. Because I thought I was only going to have space for 1. So I could pretty easily do 2. I don't see a problem there at all. I'm just going to put that on 3. We'll see what happens. You can hear it washing around in there. And let's see here. I've got 3 watching, so thank you all for hanging out with me tonight. I know that this is not a regular live stream. This is not going to impact Saturday's live stream. I'm on live Saturdays at 7. But because I've had so many questions, I wanted to go ahead and do this live. So if you had any other questions, I could answer those while we're here, while we're live. And of course, you know, you can leave those comments later. Just to clarify again, this is not a sponsored video, but I do have the product link down in the description box below. So if you want more specs on this, do check out that link. And all of these companies are having problems with supply issues, shortages, demand is high supposedly, and they can't get parts and all this stuff. So if you look at one company's product and that is out of stock, you know, come back and check it out later, or all of them that are the same style are made to do basically made the same way. So I wouldn't hesitate to look at 2 or 3 different companies on the same style if the company that I had was not available. So I know Giantix, Best Choice, Cuppet, all work about the same. They're twin tubs. You wash on one side, spin on the other. This one is all 1 unit. The 2 that I looked at looked like they worked exactly the same, where it's all in 1 tub. So yeah, I wouldn't hesitate to go from one company to the other on that. And a lot of thanks to Facial Raymond for asking me about can you wash clean sheets in this Cuppet. You know, with this demo, we can definitely say it depends totally on how thick your sheets are. You know, I was able to put 2 full-size sheets in that were thin. These right here, they are the thin polyester sheets. I use these in the van. But the thicker ones that are the jersey, the knit sheets, that was a disaster. So just doing one of those was a total disaster. Whereas I put both sheets, the top and the bottom, in that was on the real thin sheet. So whatever size sheets you have. Okay, and we're coming to the end of the wash cycle. Yep. And I'm doing this at home. You hear the neighbor mowing the yard. Sorry about that, y'all. I can't control the neighbors. So they're out mowing. That could be my husband. I don't know. I don't think so, but it could be. He's not supposed to be mowing. He knows that I was going to live stream with you all. Okay, so while that's happening, I'm going to go ahead and run the water in it to go ahead and rinse this out. I don't necessarily need warm. I'm using the cool section. And I'm just going to go ahead and rinse this while it's still in here. And I'll add rinse water in a minute. Okay. I just wanted to try to get some of the soap suds down that I still see. Again, here's the spin basket. Set this down here. Yeah, cut this out. That's the side where I popped it off a little bit ago doing the other sheet. Not good. Okay, so this has got to latch down. I hope you heard it there. Latch. And you must have this. Do not, if you get one of these machines, I don't care if you get a single tub, twin tub, don't lose this because you will be in so much trouble when it comes time to spin the clothes. Okay. Whoops. So I've got a couple of different things going on here. I have it sitting on 2x4s. I did not have it sitting on 2x4s well. The other thing is, I think it is off balance. And that's something that's kind of critical. So make sure when you put it in that you put it in where it's going to balance as easy as possible. That's across the line with any of these machines. Just like at home, balance, balance, balance. So let's see how I did there. Oh, that's worse. Completely worse. There we go. Hopefully that'll help. There we go. So I'm just letting it spin. Usually it takes about a minute. One of the 2x4s that it's sitting on is not even, so that's part of my problem here. But the other thing is when it spins, it just kind of loud. Okay. So I have no more water coming out of the drain here, drain hose. So we are A-okay there. Lift it up. And that got out a fair amount of water. You don't see it dripping. And yeah, let's put that down here. And that's not dripping either. Let me go ahead and try squeezing it. I don't have the best hand strength, but I'm not getting water out of this. So try it again. Okay, so my hand is shaking, but the water is not coming out. So Busy Lady is here. Hi, Busy Lady. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I just had some time and I've been fielding questions on this, so I thought I'd hop on tonight and do a live stream. I'll still be on tomorrow, don't worry. So it'll do a couple of towels. It'll do lightweight sheets, not heavy. And let's see how it does with a couple of, no, it's not Saturday, don't worry, it's Friday. So I'm going to go ahead and toss a couple of t-shirts in here and we'll go from there. Give me just a second. Okay. So I have 3 t-shirts. We're going to try these. And is this for the van? Yeah, it is. I did the unboxing when I first got it, but people have asked so many questions about, like, can you do sheets in the mini portable washing machine? Can you do towels in the mini portable washing machine? Can you do t-shirts? So I'm kind of going over that again for people who didn't see the other video, and I'm going to take clips of this and make it into like one shorter video. I just wanted to do it live, so if people had any questions, they could ask. So, but yeah, and people are also using this not just for the van, but for the dorm or the RV. And I've been asked a couple of times, is this the best washing machine for a dorm, or is this the best washer for a small apartment? I really can't say that it is because it's loud. Because of the spinner not being quiet, it could bother people, but it just depends on everybody's needs. So, yeah. Awesome. How much soap do you use? Tiny, tiny bit. Tiny bit. We're talking about a couple of teaspoons, at most a tablespoon. Not much at all because it is so tiny. I mean, think about it. If you use one of these down to the 1 or the 2 for a whole big home washer, then make it microscale. And then that'll tell you. So, okay, bring it on. I think these are pretty cool. I'm going to give one of my other machines to my daughter with the preemie, because that way she'll have something in the house close to the baby's room. Her washing machine is actually in the other building, so you don't want to leave your newborn baby asleep in the house while you're running over to the next building. So I'm going to get her one of these to use as a backup. I don't know yet if it's going to be my best choice or my Cuppet. I really like that the Cuppet's purple. I really just make it for the best choice. Who we got? Norfolk and Western Railroad is here. Hey! Hello, hello to you. I wasn't sure who all would come in since I did this, spur of the moment kind of thing here. But I appreciate y'all hanging out. Don't forget, like button. Like. Okay, Busy. You see how much soap I've got in here? Right there. I'm going to say that's about 2 teaspoons. Let's see. Hey, Hey, Busy. Oh, I was on CSX Railroad today. Ah, cool. Nice. Was it a good day where you were, or was it really hot? Our weather hasn't been so bad here in Virginia on the southwestern end, but I think Tanya, she was in earlier, and she said that her heat index today is like 106. You know what? I did not put this over to the wash portion and hold this water in. That was not a good move. Yeah, I guess it did hold the water, okay. Okay. Turn that off. There we go. I think I put that one around close to the 6, not quite. Okay. Okay, Gloria sent me a tweet. Hang on, Gloria. It was 150 degrees. The rails were very, very hot. Insane. Insane. That must be like in the rail yard or in the cars. Okay. Unbelievable. Okay. Gloria, let me see what you've got going on. Hang on just a second. Okay. Gloria, you could come into the chat, you know, it's okay. We give you permission to come in the chat. So you don't have to worry about tweeting. But her direct tweet, she wants to know about the baby. Okay, I'll get to that. I'll get you an update here just a second. And let's see. Norfolk and Western, let me come back here. Wow, okay. Norfolk and Western says he found a 1980 CSX railroad spike. That is so cool. So cool. I think 80s, I know, are relatively new, but anytime you can find a railroad spike, you just hit gold. I mean, it's just the coolest thing. And yeah, okay. That is so cool. Real quick baby update. Keep her in your prayers. Baby Brianna is not, she got worse, but she's better. But she needs to keep getting better a little more quickly. What happened is she has a partial lung collapse, and so they've had to withhold feeding until she gets to feeling better. She was on 1.5 liters of oxygen. They've had to bump that up to 4 liters, and if all goes well, they're going to be dropping it down, or did just drop it to 2 liters. So it's above where she was, but it's better than what she was too. And, you know, as it comes on down, it has to be a certain level before she can resume the feedings. So she's at 5 pounds and a few ounces, and so she's doing okay. Good in some aspects, but she keeps having these setbacks. We had hoped that she was going to come home around her due date. They're now not talking about that. what they're saying is they want her to be completely off of oxygen, completely taking feedings. And she's had problems with what they call bradycardia, and that's where her heart rate just plummets, and they don't want any more of those. So she's got to meet those parameters before she can come home. So the idea of her being home around her due date is just not going to happen. And I had planned to be out there by now, but I have some medical things coming up next week which delayed me, which is both bad and good, because the other thing that my daughter and son-in-law are dealing with is they have been exposed to COVID by people that they know that they see every day. And because of privacy, I don't want to say who. But had I gone when I had anticipated being there, I would have arrived just in time to have gotten exposed to COVID. I'm already long COVID. Being exposed again is not what I needed. So having to delay was a bad thing with a more positive outcome. So, but thanks for asking about that, Gloria. I appreciate it. Just keep her in your prayers. All right, so we washed that. And had I been washing in the van, I would definitely be washing longer. But if this will wash for a few minutes, it'll wash for several minutes, you know. So there we go there. Let's just kind of drain that. And it is possible on this, because the spinner has to fit in the tub. Obviously, the spinner is not as large as the tub. That means it's really easy to wash more clothes than you can spin at one time. If that happens, that's fine. Just simply take the clothes and put them in a tote or a laundry basket that's got a nice solid bottom so water doesn't run everywhere. So, just want to remind you of that. So don't think you can spin the same amount of clothes that you can wash at the same time, I mean. And I have knocked this kind of side goggling when I did the queen size sheet. So I got to put it back on. There we go. So this top rim latches on, and that's what helps hold this little gizmo in place. And this little gizmo, if you don't have it when you go to spin, you're just in a world of hurt. All right. There we go. So while this is still draining a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and pull the shirts. Got 3 t-shirts in here. And as I mentioned earlier, I can't spin 3 t-shirts. And I knew that. That's why I put 3 t-shirts in, so I could show you what I'm talking about. See all that water draining out? It hasn't spun yet. So I want to have a tote nearby, very nearby, that can handle all this water that's draining out while I spin this one shirt. So I just wanted to show you that that's an example of washing more than you can spin at one time. Oh, I did not have that one fastened in good. I knew better than that. Okay, this has to pop in place. If it does not pop in place, you will get what you just saw happen to me. And that is, it makes this really loud noise, gets off balance, and jumps off. So, let me put this back in. Okay. You may have heard that pop when it popped in place. That was a good sound. And you usually have to only spin this for about a minute. Oh, I didn't have it down good. Okay, y'all get the message. It has to be fastened in good. It has to pop in good. So this is operator error. There we go. So, all right, you guys have any questions about this? If so, let me know. Just drop them in the comment in the live stream chat. And let's see. Norfolk and Western says BISCXCSXHC on top of the railroad spike. It says 2 weeks ago I found a CN and Amtrak railroad spike from Fulton, Kentucky. And then he says, I also found an 1860s Union Pacific railroad spike, which is so cool. I love the history that goes along with the railroads. I think I said that. Y'all, it's fascinating. And Norfolk and Western Railroad Man has a collection of spikes, which is really cool. And there we go. All right. That is cool. Okay, well, Gloria, do you have any other questions you want to ask? I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up in a minute. We'll see what she says. Okay. I don't have a tweet from her, so I think we're okay. So y'all, I hope this gives you an idea of what you can do with this little mini portable washer. It's a pretty cool thing to have for the van and for the RV. I think that it's not the best for a dorm or an apartment, but you have to make up your own mind because you know what your needs are. It is noisy, it does rattle, and you can feel the vibrations most definitely. So those are the downsides. The upside is it's small, compact size, means you can put it anywhere. You know, you can wash your clothes on the counter as long as you've got it fixed where the machine's not going to walk off, or you can do it in the bathtub, on the side of the van, on the back end of the van. Lots of potential there. So, yeah, pretty cool little machine as far as I'm concerned. With the caveats about this spinner. It washes great though. Really great. So, yeah. Oh, Norfolk and Western Railroad Man says he has more CSX train videos coming soon. That is cool. I have to catch up on some folks' channels, and yours is one of them, so I'm going to get there. Just, life has been crazy. And then I have the medical stuff next week coming up, and so that's put me even more behind. So, you know how it is with doctors. They find one little thing, and they decide that their student loan payments are due, and they have to test you for tons of stuff. And all the tests are going to come out fine. I know that, but let's just make everybody happy. So, my little vent for the night there. So anyway, I want to thank you all for hanging out. You've been really cool. If you have any more questions about it, just drop them down in the comments after the live stream when it's a video. And yeah, I'll answer those as I can. Remember, too, that we're always hashtag be bodacious, which means you're not going to let life get in the way of living. I hope you have a wonderful week and go out and have lots of fun and enjoy the summer sunshine. So, you all take care, and I'm going to conclude the live stream and wish you well. Thanks for watching. Good night.